and make a stand here.
So Cox and Hill, the two all-Australian contenders in the ruck, and that'll be a good battle today. Stengline with the clearance. Rolls it to half forward. Wirapunda's down there. Selwood steals it. Wirapunda letting go. Caught him into it. Kick towards Lynch. Playing out of the square. Back to Selwood. Gets the snap. But a perfect start for the West Coast Eagles.
Well, it is a perfect start, and well done by Selwood. But Ash Hansen actually just, instead of leading out, well, he let out really hard. We'll see the kick here by Stengline as he gets it out. You see Selwood tracking the ball, running forward, but Ash Hansen just makes a bit of a pass, so he gave him the right of way, which was great play by Ash Hansen. But then the follow-up work, could have given the hand off here, but took the ownership himself. Good instinct play, good start for West Coast.
Thanks, guys. Don't push it early. We're going to wait for the line, okay? Just wait up.
The first for Adam Selwood. Doesn't kick a lot of goals, only the one goal for the whole year last year, but 5 so far this season. So getting on the goal scorers list a little more often.
And at the moment, Prittis wants to get on to Joe Watson, but Andrew Welsh wants to get on to Prittis.
Prittis missed that, left it for Lovett, who dashes clear but pushed on the kick. A rolling ball collected by Cox, handed to Braun, threw it out, back in the Cox direction. Hill pursues him. Kick to Lacroix, dragged down by Slattery.
Line, good
We'll
tackle.
get a ball up. The umpires
No chance.
for today's game, Matthew Nichols, Stuart Wen and Todd Keating.
Mackenzie's lined up on McPhee. Big job for Mackenzie. McPhee is a pretty damaging player.
Again, Cox to Stengline. Kick short. Fletcher, slick. Cox, back to Adam Selwood, who kicked the last one and might have a hand in this one to Lynch.
Well, he's running more of a forward role, Adam Selwood. Usually gets a negating role, but on these 2 occasions going inside your forward 50, he's been on the end of them, getting the ball in there. So has backed his judgment. He's a very clever player. Knows how to find the footing, get the right places, as well as doing a good shutdown job on an important opposition player.
He's in the gutter.
This is where that win can benefit it on the other side of the ground.
Dumps it long, very long. Hansen flies. Can't mark. They should rush it behind, although McKinley nearly cut it off.
That's a good sign for West Coast. They've got a couple of tall forwards up there, a couple of good strong marks early, but keeping the ball alive always gives the little guys an opportunity.
Fletcher to Nash. Nash, coming off a 23 possession game last week, was in good form. Diving Angus Monfrey, speaking of last week, kicked 3 goals against the Demons and also looked very good, although most have looked good against Melbourne this year.
Lovett Murray's lined up on that half-forward line. He's going to play a role, I guess, missing from the absence of Lucas. Lloyd also pushing right up the ground and dragging Glass into the middle.
So Mackenzie, and that's not one of his better ones.
And Selwood to be filthy on that because he's got the job tagging Stanton, and he just saw his teammate give away an easy kick for him.
Lovett wide, Laycock can't get there to attempt the mark or get a ball in.
Laycock also playing deep, and Wilkes is tagging him.
You'd think you'd have your boot done up properly by now, wouldn't you? They've had a half an hour out on the ground getting their preparations ready.
He might have just had the bloke stand on it, Dwayne.
Right. Oh, should have tied a double bow, Jerry, as I would have told my kids. Dyson kicks around the body, and that's a gem. Ricky Dyson on the board.
Geez, he snapped that really powerfully. It had no airtime at all. It just pierced the air. Nice hands and give off. And just watch this. He crashed that ball through, Jacko.
He certainly did. It's an area West Coast will have to be mindful when coming out of half back. They need to hit their targets going forward. There was a turnover, the ball went out of bounds, and it basically stays in a danger zone for West Coast. But good early goal by Ricky Dyson.
Just his 2nd goal of the year, Ricky Dyson.
Don't hold him.
Handy start, though, for him this evening. Hill and Cox in the ruck again. From the ball up, Cox with the palm. Down to Selwood. Stanton on him, but he got a kick away, and the umpire liked it. Dustin Fletcher
They've got to
through
watch
traffic.
him. They can't allow him to come off the line like that.
Braun pursues. Monfries pursues him. Hand off to Scott Selwood. He's driven into the ground and face planted by Love it.
Arms
Murray.
around the footy.
No free.
Thanks, mate.
So it's settled down now. Welsh is going with Priddis, and Stengline and Watson are going to go head-to-head, leaving Selwood and Stanton. So one-on-one all over the park in a negative way for the West Coast.
Play on, both got each
They're the
other.
ones doing the manning up.
Priddis.
Play on.
Quick kick away to the wing, and Wirapunda gets away from Nash. Wants to go back. Fletcher. Lynch. Scoop perfect to Wirapunda. And he can't complete the deal, and Dustin Fletcher thumps it out.
Poor option by David Wirapunda, because he did have Ash Hansen running behind him, so tracking him, and he could have he would have used his voice to tell him to go for goal. Sometimes you've got to back yourself because the lead wasn't on.
That's why Fletcher's a great player, though. He just gets the angles right. Ben McKinley will learn a lesson playing on one of the great fullbacks today.
Stanton to Mal Michael. Speaking of great fullbacks, one of the 12 games this year, Mal Michael, but of course his premierships with Brisbane. In years that he was outstanding, even though he's never been All-Australian. Mal Michael, ball out of play, and will get a ball in.
Not sure it was the right option by Ricky Dyson there. He had the space, he had the corridor, and he elected to go wide on this ground. That's a trap, I would think, Glenn.
Definitely.
Cox to Priddis.
No,
Nice
15.
palm.
Play on, Adam. Play on.
Kick wasn't so good. Adam Ramanauskas told to play on to love it. Chips wide. McPhee. Good hands.
Good strong
Right
mark.
there, Macca. Wait.
Macca.
Play
Right
on
there.
now. Me.
Short, and Matty Lloyd's beyond his range.
Got the win.
Thank you.
Although,
Right there.
yes, good point, Jerry.
Right there. Hasn't
Gee.
gone.
Now he throws it up high. Laycock will be the leaper, although can't get up at it. Lovett Murray caught, slung, got rid of it somehow. Umpire said it was a handball. Watson can't collect it. And Laycock gets up, will get a ball in. He's got that boot done up, and he's okay now.
Courtney Dempsey coming on for his first run.
Ball in.
Play on.
Cox and Hill tie up. Cox to Nikoski. Caught. Armstrong. Couldn't grab it. Dyson got it from Welsh. And again, they force it out. Tight, hard contest early.
Nice work from Tyson Stengline, who's had a difficulties at times this year. Once again, the Bombers taking the clearance.
Welsh, wobbler. That's a clever mark. Embley. The grab. It's a tough ball to gather. He's floating at that breeze, and he hands off to Wirapunda. And this is trademark old style West Coast. Wirapunda running from defence toward Fletcher.
It's a
Although,
poor kick.
yeah, normally would have done better.
Well, he's had two kicks that haven't hit their target. That one gone out of bounds. But if it had hit Fletcher, Fletcher was facing a 2-1 situation, so his decision-making still wasn't good.
Nash thumps it long. Laycock's got the reach here and gathers but drops it. And it's rushed through by Wilkes. Well,
That's a desperate
Jason. Back a bit.
situation when you've got to take those marks. Really, you had a good piece of it.
It's a darn good kick. Couldn't have been better placed, and that's one that's just gone begging for the Bombers.
big crowd in here at Subiaco. They're stuck with them, the West Coast fans. Thump by Hill away from Cox. McPhee, Hill, centering kick. Look out. In fact, it hasn't centered enough. It's out of play on the full.
It's a good punch back in, though. McPhee made the blue, though, of handballing it to Hill when he hadn't actually cleared the player that was tracking him, and therefore Hill was under enormous pressure.
Another poor kick. Selwood gets there just in time, Adam, and takes it out.
Ball was out of bounds.
It was definitely accidental, even though it could well have been read deliberate. Ooh, look at that.
That's it. Arms up.
Pretty
Arms
tough
up now.
rule we've got in our game. Other sports use the boot and the ground as the decider. We use the line and the ball. The ball's 4 foot in the air. It's very difficult to make an assessment.
Well, we'll have 4 boundary umpires next year to make it a little easier for them. Hansen, handball too slick. Nikoski, Hansen, now drawn. Back to Stengline. Priddis, everybody getting a touch. Nikoski, caught by Lloyd, dumped.
Throwing
Holding
down.
the man. Umpire said that he dragged him down after he got rid of it. 3 against Matty Lloyd. Gee, did he get rid of it legally, I suppose, is the question. Seemed to drop it.
Just a bigger body. That's what it was.
Braun. And now Chad Fletcher. Stingline.
On the boundary line, plenty of interchange going on, Leroy.
Yeah, there is plenty from both teams, but just keep an eye on Nikoski. He's had some trouble with his shoulder, and the runner's gone out there now to check on him.
There's still some strapping on it. Manning up McPhee at the moment. Back into play. Cautious start from both teams in some respects. Braun to Fletcher, the old firm. Back to Braun. And back to Fletcher. From half forward. Chips to Hansen, gets there, takes the mark. The leads come, McKinlay is on, it's in his direction. Had a bit of it and enough of it. Had an arm drag down, free kick McKinlay.
Well, that's the advantage of a leading forward, leading flat out in the vision of the ball carrier, which forced Dustin Fletcher. Had to go the arm here, and a correct decision by the umpire.
You wouldn't recognise this West Coast side in the first 15 minutes to the one that played the last 3 quarters last week, Jacko. There's good energy, there's good work rate, plenty of run.
Yep, good positive signs early.
They did lead by 2 goals, or best part of 2 goals last week as well, early in the opening term. As that kick has made it. No one on the line touched it. It virtually hit the line for a goal.
Well, it was poor defending by Essendon. To only have one player, Mel Michael, on the goal line, and good use of the body to shepherd that ball. But good start for Ben McKinlay. He's leading quite well.
Just great shepherd by the Q-stick. Yeah. I mean, it was poor stuff. I mean, you should have seen that earlier in the piece. One of the Essendon defenders, they are flat-footed. Just some worrying signs for the moment for the Bombers. No one there, all men in their mark, and no one reading it in the air. Poor stuff.
I think you're spot on there, Jared. Poor signs for the Bombers, just not thinking there.
Well, I don't think that their work rate's anywhere near as it has been in recent times. That one's landed on the goal line and was just pretty average stuff.
Laycock into the ruck against Cox now. Cox almost his own clearance. Stolen by Lonergan. Tries to get his way through traffic. Can't.
I'll have it.
And we'll get another ball up in the middle.
Thanks, mate.
Laycock dropped the mark in the goal square. I mean, there's always signs, I think you can interpret them either way, but right now the Bombers would need to put 4 or 5 good minutes together to get some confidence.
Laycock with hands on the back of Cox, but he got the palm down. Little tap out by Spanger. Overrun by Lovett. Braun didn't overrun it. He attacked it with the handball. Not good. Fletcher under pressure. Back to Cox. They've worked this okay. Nikoski got it from McKenzie. And short to LaCroix.
Got the passage open on the other side now, so good switch of play there by LaCroix.
McNamara to Hansen.
Great spoil.
Paddy Ryder with the fist in there. Only as far as Braun.
Look at the numbers.
Embley.
Plenty of numbers for the Eagles. They are up and about.
Lynch. And the crowd's starting to rise now as well. They can sense it. They're kicking against the breeze in the opening term. And they're leading. Lynch thumps it long. Good kick. Perfect placement. And Davis takes the mark directly out.
The last time Quentin Lynch kicked it short was 1963. Now, Essendon were marking the hole, marking the short, and the big Q-stick did what he's done 99% of his other kicks in the AFL and kicked it long.
Well, it was well done by Ryan Davies because he went to give a block on and then found himself open and he presented himself with no player directly on him.
Only the 1 goal so far in his 8-game career. He now has 2. And the West Coast have opened up a handy break.
Well, Jared, you mentioned they're up West Coast. Their work rate is fantastic. Well done, Mark LaCroix pushing down. I mean, he's got a role in the midfield. Kicked 4 goals last week and 4 the week before, but it does display good endurance in his play. And to look up, switch the play to the other side of the wing, and then West Coast just ran the ball down with good skills, good precision, good finish, good goal.
Starting to turn into quite a handy player, Ryan Davis, AFL New South Wales scholarship boy from Sydney. Began on the rookie list and then replaced Mitch Brown on the senior list, and he's giving that man, Matthew Knight, some headaches.
Boys!
Spanger's come off the bench, Colby, to go onto a wing.
He has indeed, and had young Megan there for a while too, which was 73 kilos of him.
It's going to be a big baptism for Megan at 73 kilo, but he's into the fray now.
Is he allowed to use a whip?
Plays on and kicks it wide. And you mentioned bad signs.
Yeah.
All bad signs at the moment for the Bombers.
One good sign for West Coast, Michael Bryan. Very poor last week, but he's had 9 possessions and really in amongst the contested stuff as well. Good start for Michael Bryan.
Embley got away from Lovett Murray.
Thank you.
Got the short on. Fletcher hits him.
Stay there.
Held up by Courtney Dempsey,
Move it on. Play on.
who's flapping away there. Seaby. And outreaches Laycock, who overcommits.
Their big blokes are so far on top at the moment, the Eagles. It's something that needs to be addressed before quarter time.
Seaby to Stengline. That was better from Laycock. Wrapped him up and he was dead. Dyson short. Good opportunity here with an open forward line for the Bombers. Lovett Murray sees the leads come. Heads longer in the Stanton direction for some reason. Hands off to Jetta. He runs it towards goal. It tumbles, bounces, and gets there.
Brilliant.
Some luck finally.
That was a brilliant goal. He meant that he had to keep it low to get it underneath the smother. Good little hands there, but kept it really low. I thought it was going to do a bit of an off break, which wouldn't have helped, but it held its line, and it rolled on and on and on. And that's exactly what the Bombers need, and that's what this match needed.
Good clean take by Brent Stanton as well. He hit that flat out and took it on the first grab. And this boy, Leroy Jetta, last time he was at Subiaco Oval, had a day out.
Your favourite.
He was interviewed when he was just 15 years of age, Leroy Jetta, as part of the representative team for Australia. And they asked him what he wanted to do with his career. He said, I wanted to dance with the footy. And didn't he make it dance there? He
Essendon kick.
kicked an
In the
outstanding
middle.
goal.
Mark's in the middle.
And they
Right
needed
out, guys.
that
Right
hill.
out.
And
The
Bombers
three in the
have
middle.
opened up a 100-metre gap between the centre clearance area and the forward line. Now, if they're going to kick along, someone's got to go.
Well, Jetta weighted down for the crumb, and that allowed Davis to take the mark.
Well, that's an area of his game. He's very exciting on the run and kicking goals, but defensively there, he shouldn't have allowed Ryan Davis to take an uncontested run.
Fletcher, Lacroix, Armstrong coming off a very good 24 possession game in the Derby last week. Armstrong to Wirapunda. That spot is the place to be when you're kicking against the breeze. It's 1940s rules.
What about that movement of the footy, Glenn? That's the best we've seen the West Coast move the ball since, well, for some weeks, since their last victory.
Well, there were signs of it against St Kilda, Jared, a couple of weeks ago. Last week, it was a bit of a down day, whether it was the emotion of the Derby and Sean McManus's last game. But West Coast got off to a good start, but they've been led by their senior players, and some of the younger ones are rising to it. And one in particular, Ryan Davies, has kicked the goal, but took that nice mark as part of this passage of play.
Well, Wirapunda was the main scorer for the West Coast last time these two met with 4. And he's now got 1 for his afternoon.
Well, it's a fantastic start by the West Coast. Whether or not they can continue on, I guess, is the challenge that they've got in front of them. You see Armstrong there, who's been played a fair bit this season, Jacko, and he's disappointed at times, but today he's off to a pretty good start.
One notable thing about their play today is they're kicking the ball more, Jared, instead of handballing. They've been criticised about too much handball.
Yep.
Their kicking skills have been very good in this early part of the first quarter.
67 to 36.
25 to 13. And the Bombers, who need to win their last 4 to make the finals, struggling early with the breeze in this first term, which is now 19 minutes old.
Play on.
Hill in the ruck against Seaby.
Play on. Head the footy came out.
Dyson with the clearance. Hacks it to half forward. Bouncing ball. McPhee peels back.
Should have knocked it.
Watson took possession, tried to get the handball up. Gathers. Mops it up. Love it. Let it go. It's out of play.
That's fine. Time out. All in the same process. Hands up, guys.
Love it querying that with the umpire. No response to the positive. Kick around the body from Welsh. High and Spanger. Back with the flight. Started on the bench.
He was committed there, knew he had to go, and starts displaying that in his game. He'll certainly be a player.
Maintains possession. Little hand off to Embley was okay in the end from McKenzie, although he thought about rushing it behind with it.
That's a poor kick.
And turns it over to Lovett.
Just a little bit of indecision there.
Andrew Lovett plays on to Jetta. And Jetta grabs it and line up for his second. And we've talked about it before. He knows this ground. As we see Spanger's mark, Leroy Jetta knows this ground reasonably well. South Fremantle player. WA recruit playing for the Bombers, and there's a few of them. Tosses some grass in the air, Lloyd style. 10 goals, 7 this year. Spectacular goal moments ago. That one easier, and that one missed.
Well, it was only inexperience, I think, that cost them that shot at goal. Spanger took the mark, but he played on with a handball that was never there. And it's something they'll address over summer, and experience will come to
He missed him off the bench. He was jumping up and down.
Glass to Lacroix. It works. Rapunda, and that's out of play on the full again.
They might have a dud ball down there, Colby. There's a few blokes having shocking kicks.
Yeah, that wind is, I'm blaming the wind for the boys at the moment, but if it continues, I'm going to start slaughtering them down here.
Heath Hocking to Watson, who has paid the mark. Oh, now he was told, well, he didn't think he was going to be paid, so he did play on. And the umpire was late with the whistle. Ramanaskas. He thumps it with the breeze, long and strong. Ramanaskas kicks a goal.
Well, both sides have certainly had their fair share of mistakes, less by West Coast dominating the early parts, but just the last 2 minutes haven't been able to clear the back 50 West Coast, and 2 kicks inside 50, or the back 50, have gone straight to Essendon players, and Lacroix kicks it out of bounds. Just gives the opposition hope, and Essendon capitalised it and now have closed the margin back to 5 points.
I'm just telling you, that's the one I saw.
7th goal of the year for Adam Ramanaskas. So they've got one each, those two on each other. Warapunda and Rama. And the ball up. Pritis got it out to Selwood. Don't argue, comes from Stengline. Heath and Nikoski, and the bouncing ball wide is fortuitously okay to Scott Selwood.
Did that well.
Breaks the attempted tackle. Hits Lynch. Got hands to it. Left it behind. Hill. Stanton to McPhee. Spanger with him. Good fist from Spanger. McPhee goes back in. Stolen by Armstrong. Nikoski. Adam Selwood. Nikoski. The long bomb. No one home, really. In fact, when they got there, Ramanaskas had a look around, saw Paddy Ryder, and while they were staring at each other, Warapunda took the mark.
Well, to his defence, it's all about knowing the ground. I think Paddy Ryder had lost it in the sun.
Okay.
But David ran back with a flight. You'll just see Paddy Ryder. I think he just pulls up here thinking maybe...
I think the wind might have got him. It just stopped dead, dropped like a stone.
Rama certainly was looking at him to come in and either take the mark or affect the spoil.
81 possessions to 46.
For his second, David Warapunda has stuttered step start. And they're behind. Last time these two teams met, it was round 12 at the Telstra Dome, and Essendon won by 22 points, but Warapunda kept them in it in that game with 4 goals. Heath Hocking. Ramanaskas. Slattery. 26-20. You've joined us late. The Bombers have a breeze in this opening term, although there's been some argument between Lee Colbert and Glenn Jakovich as to how much it's worth. Fletcher short to Monfries. The flags are stiff. All the way back. And this is Reece Magan, the first gamer. First touch to Nash, to Hocking. And now the high kick towards Ryder. Hanson with the punch. Thumps it down. Nikoski. Here they go on the rebound again. They've been using it well from these situations. McNamara, the 1-2-3. Back to Nikoski. Spears to Armstrong.
Great rebound. Working much harder. Deserved their lead right now, the Eagles. Work rate's about 9 out of 10, and the Bombers, I reckon, they'll be struggling to get into the sixes.
Also, Jared, I've seen a couple of good old-fashioned spoils from behind. Ash Hansen this time found himself in the back line. He had a bit of a ride at it, and he could have probably had a grab, but he sunk the fist into it, and that's where the rebound started at Martin Koski. Good run through the middle. He was part of that passage of play, but his kick was all important out in front of Armstrong, and it was a very good kick.
Same spot where Apunda had the shot from moments ago, and same result behind, where the kick was even uglier. Lee Colbert.
For those Bomber supporters wondering where Matthew Lloyd is, he's actually on the bench. He's just had his right ankle re-strapped. He'll be back into the action pretty soon.
Fletcher to Ramanauskas.
I think that's important. They just haven't moved the ball quickly at all. The Eagles have done a great job blocking up through the middle of the ground. I'm not sure if this is basically a new tactic, but they're doing it better than I've seen them most of the year, Glenn.
Well, they've had to stop the pace of Essendon. They're wary of it. That's what's given them the good form in the previous weeks, Essendon, the ability to run the ball through the middle of the ground and take the game on.
Stanton, Dyson, Welsh, Monfries all combined to get it back to defensive 50 to Ramanauskas.
It's like rugby union at the present time. You said a bit. All the Essendon blokes behind the footy and all the Eagles blokes preventing them getting it through.
So Fletcher to Rama towards Laycott. Good collect in the end.
No one to go to.
Monfries shoots it all the way back. In fact, thumped back to him by Dyson. Ramanauskas, and they're back where they were 5 minutes ago. Fletcher about to get through. Threw it away. Lynch dives in and lays the tackle on Stanton. Dumps him into the corner.
Quinton Lynch, it's all right, you could have taken that. Right there.
Quinton Lynch, the thump this long. There's a flood forward. He's going to the square. It's a big long bomb towards Hansen. Fist away by Mal Michael was good. Just got it in there in time. Slattery rides into the back of Stengline. The Stengline can take the free.
He's having a good game, Stengline. It's his intent from the word go, the bounce down. He's certainly just trying to win the hard footy.
He's not a goal kicker, only kicked the one this year. He really has a shot, just 3 goals last year from 21 games. Normally sets them up, and that's the setup to McKinlay.
Love it, Murray. He's lucky to be still on the ground. He just did not want to go. He's had a poor first quarter. He was in position. He could see his man behind the ball, and he just didn't come in to help him out.
He's just off the bench, in fact, Jared. He was dragged for a period of time, if not rested.
Yeah, keep going wide, mate, so they go with you.
McKinlay already has one. West Coast leading goal scorer this year.
Hold the corridor, guys.
And this for goal number 30 for the season. Starts it left, but squeezes it in. Ramanauskas saying it caught the post, but it's a goal. He has two.
Well, 2 goals up against Dustin Fletcher for this young fellow is a great start, and it's also good insight into what's possible for him down the track. Needs to take it in his hands, I think, a bit more, but you'd probably let him off the hook for that one. But it was Lovett Murray, Glenn. It looked at me as I was talking. It just wasn't good enough, and he's lucky that he hasn't been pulled from the ground.
Especially when you've got whirly conditions, sometimes you need a couple of help or support from teammates nearby.
Well, they had a 9-goal term kicked against them last week by Fremantle. And against the Breeze this week, they've got 5 goals, and there's still 1 minute and 27 left. The ball up. Hill ties up with Cox. Pritis caught. Got a kick away. It had found Cox. Hands to Stengline. Looks to set it up again to Hansen. Pushed in the back a little by Ryder. No free. Quinton Lynch shrugs it. Tackle. Forces his way inside 50. Goes back in. Gets it. Gives to Cox. We're a Punda.
In front every time. They're playing fantastic footy. Well done to big Quinton Lynch. He's taken Mel Michael up the ground. And then he was just so keen to get back involved in the pack. Got the ball out to Dean Cox. And Wirrapunda was in front.
Well, we know he can play forward. He can play back.
He can play.
He can. He's been doing it for 209 games worth now since he was 16 years of age. He was drafted, which won't ever happen again. The draft age is now 17 years of age, and that's about to change to 18.
What's the mark now?
Been an outstanding player, and this for his 2nd of the game. Bombers on the ropes.
Well, a good support role. A lot of the players at West Coast were playing Pritis, Stingline, but Dean Cox was able to just get that clearance. Fortuitous that he ended up getting that little kick away from Stingline, but he got the ball back in, but he followed it up with his work rate. And as you mentioned before, well done, the big Q. They just couldn't wrap his arms around his body. He just kept hustling the ball, kept it alive, got the handball out. Good goal.
Two goals to Wirra. They lead by 19 points, the West Coast, and they must be excited about having the breeze in 22 seconds time. From the palm down, Armstrong left it behind, to go back. Stingline, Braun, a rejuvenated Michael Braun this week, to Pritis, to Hansen. Time ticks. They need a quick kick inside 50. Fletcher to Ryder. Chip kick wide to McPhee. Pushed in the back, but it won't matter. Quarter time here at Subiaco, and the crowd rises well. Have enjoyed what they've seen in the opening term, and will dissect
the footy at the present time. They've been given a lesson at the moment at Subiaco by the Eagles.
From the ball up, Cox and Hill resume hostilities, and Stingline starts where he left off in the opening term with the clearance. Paddy Ryder, Slick, Dempsey, got one high, play on advantage, hands to Welsh. Down the corridor, Hill had to get out of the way. Love it. Looks up, Lloyd's there for him. He ignores that, goes central. Nice pass to Lonergan. Hands off to Watson. Thumps it high, Laycock. Edged under it by Wilkes, who did well. Slapped it down. Kept it away from him.
High tackle, Essendon.
Free kick to the Bombers. Some luck their way. Lonergan to take it.
Pretty clearly you can see Matthew Knights would have revved them early, Jacko, saying just got to move the ball a bit quicker. We've been mucking around with it, which has led to the downfall. An opportunity there for Justin Laycock. He's got... he's a developing player, but seriously, he's got to start grabbing those. He's going to fumble his way out of a career unless he's careful.
Lonergan with an important kick, and that's wide. That's way wide, and Cox down there to lend a hand in defence. Clever, because he knew that might drop short.
Well, it's a clear indication that the Essendon players are struggling with the breeze. McKinlay did kick a goal in the early part of the first quarter in the exact same position.
McPhee short to Lloyd, who marks in the pocket. Tough kick, breeze against him, everything against him, but he is the most accurate kick in the competition if you go on goal scoring stats. In fact, he could finish his career as the most accurate full forward in history, because he's challenging Tony Lockett 70% right now. He's kicked 51-14 this year. He's on the good side for a left footer. 51-14 is up toward the 80% mark, and that's nice off the boot. The breeze doesn't work it back enough. It's a behind. That wasn't through not throwing grass in the air long enough. He did a fair bit of it before the game. In fact, there's lucky to be any grass left. He was out there for half an hour doing it. Fletcher left it behind. Watson gathers him.
And the accuracy figures corrupted to any degree, Dwayne, because of an indoor stadium.
Does play at the Dome a lot, Jared, and that's a
fair point.
A very, very good point that you make. Off hands, Dempsey, Ryder, love it. Gets there before Rapunda. Got caught, handed off to Michael.
Too high.
What about Lockett with the shallow pockets of the SCG? Did that help him?
No, there was pretty wide pockets when he was playing there. They've changed since he was there.
Okay. Michael to love it. And now Dyson, if he can get there, and he can't. We'll get a ball in.
One of the areas West Coast have been doing well in this game is Martin Nikoski's run off half-back. He's coming up, he's had 10 possessions, but his rebound from back 50 is certainly a highlight of his career in the early part. We know the injuries that he's had, so good to see him running himself back into a bit of form.
Cox, Pritis, McNamara, Fletcher, Hansen, big leap, but didn't bring it down. He got his palms on it. Ryder, Heath Hocking, tucked to the boundary line, takes on Pritis to Welsh, and now wide to McPhee, who is starting to get a little bit of it, although he dropped that over the line, and it may be deemed to have been fumbled over the line. You're kidding.
I mentioned the Dome, Dwayne, because I think a lot of people at home will be already saying, well, Essendon play a lot of games at the Dome and therefore the wind affects them. But I would have thought today, so far at least, it's been more a mindset that they haven't come as prepared for the onslaught as they have in other games, and the Eagles have got a mental jump on them.
Thanks, Joe.
Sting line. It's a very good argument you mount. Maybe Colo can get some big fans down there just to keep everybody happy.
Hold there, hold.
Let them blow to one end. Scott Selwood. Braun. Nikoski short if he wants to. Heads to Embley instead. And now the wide kick. Tough kick. Bouncing ball, and it bounced unkindly for McNamara, but he did brilliant with the tackle on Hocking. Wrapped him up like Gladrak around him, and will get a ball up.
Yeah, in the end, Hocking probably should have punched this forward because he must have known instinctively that the Eagles fellow was going to tackle him.
And that's where the game's at right now. Sometimes it isn't better to take possession.
Good tackle.
Stanton. Well, he wrapped up McNamara. He didn't get reward. Stengline to Nikoski, got his arms free. Stengline, Pritis, through traffic nicely. McNamara, Armstrong, Quentin Lynch. If he can get there, he can't. Bounced over his head. Slattery did well. Along the boundary and hits Welsh with... No, he doesn't. Pritis stumped it out.
He was given an opportunity, though, by the fumble.
Yeah, should have held it. Matt Pritis. Clever tap.
Big space at the back of this pack, and that's where Cox will want to go.
Perfection, although he missed Fletcher. Or did Fletcher miss him? Watson. Stanton. Not a lot to go to. He's got Dyson short by hand, and he runs into Braun, shrugs him, hands off to Lonergan, who had Embley with him. Hands up. Free kick. Adam Selwood's ball.
Adam Selwood straight to him.
39-21. Bombers need a win today and to win the next 3 games as well to make the finals. Quentin Lynch short to Embley, who dropped it. Hansen should have called him in or called him out, but he did neither. Hansen half held, dives in, ties it up. Lonergan shuffled it out just in time, but the Bombers have the numbers back now. They can reload. Dyson, Watson, Dyson through the corridor. Michael, they did well. Bouncing away, Courtney Dempsey. And with brilliance as well. Look at that. Takes them on. The handball was horrendous. Everything was wrong.
Stephen Armstrong.
Until the bit that was wrong.
Could have got that, Stephen.
Well, he did everything right, as you said, Dwayne, up until the point where you said he was doing it magnificently, and then he dropped it and cost the Bombers a really good shot at goal because it was
himself.
And Lynch
Well, that's the advantage when you've got a player that can kick at 50-60 metres.
He'll kick this one, Jagger, won't he?
He will, but Quentin Lynch's vision to look up, played on very quickly and spot up Mark LeCras now. One of the better kicks at West Coast, but poor turnover by Essendon.
4 goals last week in the Derby. Mark LeCras, one of them from this exact spot.
And he kicked 4 the week before as well.
So he's been in form. 19 goals, 5 for the year. That's how accurate a kick he is. And he's just missed to the near side. Only a behind. But he has been accurate recent years. 36 goals, 19 last year. 19-6 now this season. And you need players who can kick them when they get their chance. Fletcher, long, drops short. Lynch, and eyes on the ball the whole time. And he can almost kick this. The crowd wanting to load up. He does. To the square. And he had the fly, but couldn't quite get there. Good score. Take the mark.
It was a great score. Fletcher was out of position, but he just got one of those 8-foot-long arms to clear it over the back.
Nash entrusted with the kick in. Talked about Essendon's motivation, but the West Coast Eagles' motivation is not to win the wooden spoon, and there's still a chance to win it. They play Melbourne next week, so were they to lose here and then lose to Melbourne, they suddenly be a wooden spoon chance. They're only at 1 game away at the moment, plus a little bit of percentage. Stanton held up at half-back, but a win to the West Coast today, and they won't finish last for the first time in their club history. McNamara. Braun coming off a 7-possession game last week, Michael Braun.
No one's manning up the queue.
And he's had 11 possessions already, make that 12. Michael Braun already eclipsed last week. Quentin Lynch, inside 50. Selwood and McKinlay confuse each other. McKinlay gathers the look-away handball at Cox.
But he looked away, he didn't look at Cox.
Well, had he looked, you would have seen it was Cox and not given it, you wouldn't think. Selwood.
Bomber fans look away.
Kicks around the body, and that's sensational.
Well, in the last 5 minutes, no one's manned up Quentin Lynch, and on this centre wing here, he's just done what he's like. He's just got possession after possession. Kicked the last one at Mark LaCroix, who had a shot on goal. This time he kicked it to the top. The look away, well, when you look away, you've got to make sure you look at your direct opponent, but they didn't panic. And the reason why, they had numbers to the ball, 3-on-1.
Matthew Knight should look away. He is seeing a shocking effort by the Bombers. They've got about half blokes going flat out, and I reckon the rest are about half rat power.
So Adam Selwood, as we mentioned earlier, not a big goal kicker. Only 4 goals coming into this game for the year and just 1 last year, but because he normally does jobs on opponents and spends time in defence, been pushed forward at times today and has had some success. It's kick 2, and Welsh with the clearance, but wasn't a decisive kick away, and it's been mopped up, and Spanger, I think it is, in the middle of all that, can't break clear.
Can't see it from behind him.
It is Spanger. It's his hair at least. You can tell.
His head ripped off.
Phew. It's stiff not to get a free kick.
Well, you heard his explanation. Can't see if I'm behind him, so
right.
Get in front of him.
Can't see where the neck is because the hair's too long.
The fact that the head was rolling along the ground had nothing to do with it.
In fact, they're having a hair off between them, Spanger and Prittis. Have a look at them.
So we've got room.
Pretty exciting stuff for the West Coast, Jacko. People asked me today whether they could rebound quickly next season. Well, they've got a lot of players out, and this is an impressive display so far. Win, lose or draw.
Love it, Murray to Hill, which is strange. It's normally the other way around, and he passes to McPhee.
And Hill is one fellow that has had no impact on the match to date. He has got to get himself up and running. He's just had 4 possessions around the ground, and when he gets the ball around the ground, he's very much a reflection of the way that Essendon are playing.
And this is almost a playoff for an All-Australian chance in the ruck spot between Hill and Cox. Saw another one last night between Sandlands and Jolly. And McPhee with a dart straight over the goal umpire's hat.
Well, it came from nowhere really, Jacko, but David Hill got himself loose and got forward. And it was a pretty good kick into Adam McPhee, who presented. Big punch over the top there from Lovett, or was it Lovett Murray?
Lovett Murray, good third man up.
And there it was.
Well, that's what they've been lacking, someone to show some initiative, be the third man up, initiate a contest, got the ball free, and a good passage of play for Essendon, much needed goal.
Margin was 19 points at quarter time. Now stands at 20. West Coast with the breeze in this term. From the ball up. Seaby in the ruck tried to knock it down, but stolen, kicked away by Hocking to half forward. Monfries couldn't trap it, bumped off it, but it wasn't high. Prittis caught. Got the hand up.
Good desperation.
Well played by the first game of Reece Megan.
Straight up. Hold there.
But it was deemed to be illegal. He's given the free away. Chip kick. Braun.
Let's go, Ricky. Ricky, hold. Hold, Ricky, hold.
Got up by Dyson.
Out of there. Play on, play on.
Position number 13 for Michael Braun. In the Hansen direction.
Play on.
Got some air time, but couldn't bring the mark down. Ball in.
They hold it.
Good hit.
There was Megan's last one, the first gamer from the ball in.
Loose play.
Dangerous again. Fletcher wants to come inside.
He's got to learn to do that.
Prior opportunity there. Nash, Monfries with the dive.
But he can kick, well, it's limited to the edge. He should have just instinctively put it on his boot to the top of the square. At least the ball stays in the forward 50 and gives another opportunity for the forwards to create a goal.
Ball holds up in the breeze, and once again the West Coast players read it better. McKenzie with the mark.
They're not presenting Essendon. They're thinking they're going to kick it 50 metres into the wind. It's not going to happen.
Matty Lloyd, coming off an 8-goal game last week, has had 3 possessions so far in this game, and we're 14 minutes in, second term.
They're pushing
Wilkes.
David Hill, who's gone forward up the ground and trying to run off him. It's good tactic.
Fletcher towards Wirrapunda. McNamara cuts it off. Now the bomb. Lacroix might fly here. Forced to hold his ground. Ramanauskas does scrum. Hands off to Watson. Lovett Murray takes them on with some dash. Got a couple of options. Out wide, Leroy Jetta. Some space to move. McPhee peeling back to the square. It'll take a monster kick from him from there. Takes them on and ran too far.
Well,
Too far.
he'll certainly get.
Way too far. Way too far.
He'll certainly get
Here it is. You go,
a
yeah?
bit of
You go, mix that.
constructive criticism from his teammates, because as exciting as it is, sometimes you've got to learn to kick that ball long. Whilst they had momentum, a bit of pace, caught West Coast on the hop. That quick ball at the top of the square can catch the opposition out.
Play on.
Yeah, if you run 15 metres in a circle and end up where you started, it still counts as 15 metres.
Wait. Wait. Play on now.
Lynch. Danger. Jetta can't cut this off.
Right there,
Embley.
Leroy.
It's good work by Quentin Lynch, though, getting up the ground. They've now got Fletcher away from the dangerous, well, his best area, and that's across the half-back line or full-back line.
Fletcher and Prittis mess it up. Nash short. Lloyd, oh, that was 15. Lloyd plays on.
Play on. Play on.
Touch, and that might be a good option because Spanger needs to play on. Caught by Megan, gave it up.
You now.
And Davis kick wide. They get out of trouble. Prittis to Wirrapunda. And Slattery with him. The ball rolls out. And there's some anger and some angst out there at the moment. 47-27. Essendon's season is on the line in this game. Lose today, finals are out of the equation, and they know it. Davis sidesteps around a couple. Fletcher, Seavey. Hands inboard. Lovett Murray might cut it off. Lacroix got there first.
Kick it.
Lynch shoots it back. Messing with it. Wilkes out wide. Selwood can run on here. He's already got 2. Sends it to the goal square with the breeze. Touched by Mal Michael. McKinlay went down. Mal Michael held his ground. That was a goal, had he not.
Pretty fair challenge for McKinlay. He's come up against Fletcher, and then he swung onto Mal Michael.
Arguably 2 of the best fullbacks of the last decade from the ball in. Darren Glass down the other end, he'll never get a chance to play on him.
He did that well.
McKinlay, doesn't matter who you put on him. He gives them the lead by 26.
Well, he stayed on his feet.
Well, that's an area that Jerry's been criticised, going to ground too easy at times at the contested situation. That was a contested situation. His direct opponent went to ground. He didn't. And got good vision, got good goal vision, young Ben. And finished off his good work for his 3rd goal.
It's been dangerous up forward, both into the wind, and now with Mal Michael down there, he got rid of him. Instinctive shot at goal.
He's had a big season, Ben McKinlay. It is his 3rd season on the list. He was picked 25 back in 2005. But will win the West Coast goal kicking this year with a tally that might be fairly respectable come the end of the year. He's now got 3 for the game.
Play on.
From the ball up. Welsh rides the tackle, but the handball not so good. Davis cuts it off. Love it. Got it out to Lonergan. McNamara takes off. Thumps it long. Hanson in position A. Good fist away, Paddy Ryder. McKinlay for number 4. Rolls it towards goal. That's a gem. He was able to thread the eye of a needle in a haystack.
You got to the credit to McNamara. He's having a very good game. Once he got that ball, he kicked it to the forward's advantage. This is a 70-30 advantage. It's in the favour of the forward. Ball stays alive now. He's kept that ball low. You obviously watched Leroy Jetta kick that first one in the first quarter, but he's got good goal sense. That's his 4th, and they're starting to really get on top. They're starting to take this game away from Essendon.
It's a brilliant goal. Talented man.
4 goals now for McKinlay. He finds his best. It was against Port Adelaide earlier this year when he won the NAB Rising Star nomination. On track to beat that. We're 19 minutes in, second term. From the ball up,
Well done, mate. Knock it
Sebi
out,
to Lacroix, Spanger. Thumps it toward half forward, bouncing ball. Tough one to gather. Stanton got there first. Lovett, Murray, inboard. Dempsey, Welsh, Watson. Lloyd leads. Hill's shorter. Monfries is there as well, and he was pushed out. And it's a 3-2
Right out, Gas, right out.
against Angus Monfries to Wilkes.
He did that very well, Wilkes, against Big Hill. He held his own and strength very good in a one-on-one situation.
Braun to Cox, wide to McNamara.
He's brought his own footy today.
And talks to it and keeps it in. He gave it up.
Well, in this second quarter, he's certainly been amongst it.
Doesn't look to me as if David Hill's working up forward, Leroy.
Arms up.
No, mate, you're right. He's just coming off the ground now, but he's blowing a bit too, the big fella, so he needs to work into the game a bit more.
They've got to get somebody smaller up there. I mean, the ball is just getting whisked away so easily, and they're getting set up.
No one's man in this catter.
Armstrong to McNamara. That was a legal spoil according to the umpire. Wuraponda. Bold.
Let it go now.
Dragged down and gets the free.
kick,
Can
David.
line up for his third.
Henry.
Well, McNamara, he's inheritant. He's had the 7 possessions, but he created that contest with David Wurapunta to finally get the ball. Whereas taking him on, well, there goes the free kick. Overcommitted, but McNamara, he's having some quarter.
You're surprised he hasn't played more footy this year, Glenn?
Well, not necessarily. I mean, he's still a young player, very highly rated as far as his fitness level is concerned, but like the Eagles, been up and down a fair bit, and his form's probably reflected. Now that he's had a chance to string a few games together, he's getting stronger in the body, getting more used to being out there. He's feeling comfortable out there.
2 goals won so far today, and that was never in doubt. He has 3.
Well, they're just all over him, West Coast. They're winning the contested possessions, but they're kicking the ball into their forward line with some smarts. Each time they're looking for a player, they're hitting him up. At that time, he could have blazed away Armstrong, but he saw McNamara as he found space inside their 50. Their big blokes have all been contributing, the big Q. And Seaby's played a good role in allowing Dean Cox to go forward. So it's just a hard matchup all around for Essendon in the back line.
Big 25 goals playing forward. Last year, David Wurapunta now has 25 for this season. Lee Colbert on the boundary.
Just keeping an eye on David Wurapunta. He's waved to the physio and doctor a couple of times, and he signalled to his hamstring, but it doesn't seem to be worrying because he's kicking goals, boys.
No, he's playing well. Love it. Looked at the ball, looked around. Fletcher.
Well, he didn't look at the ball. That was the problem. That's why he fumbled it.
I was giving him the benefit of the doubt. He gets it back. Lonigan.
The pressure's been fantastic today, the Eagles, so far.
Watson to Welsh. He has Lovett Murray, but he sits it up, makes him wait for it. McPhee short. Lloyd's over the top. Lloyd caught. Didn't really dispose of it legally.
Commitment by West Coast.
Davis.
And it's the younger brigade are really rising. The senior players are leading the way, but the younger ones, spoke about McNamara before, but Davis, he's going all right too.
Push out.
Push out.
So Lynch gets that against Heath Hockey. You mentioned the younger players. Two of the players who were quiet in the derby last week, Fletcher and Braun, are the leading possession winners this week. Fletcher was 17, Braun with 14.
And the stick. Quinton's had a quiet one last week, and he's having a blinder.
So a chance here for McKenzie. Feeds it off to the man we were speaking of, Braun, who gives it to the other guy, Fletcher. Chips the kick back, and Selwood, who's already got 2, plays on.
Confidence.
Unselfish centering kick, and Lloyd all the way back to full back. Not only to lend a hand, but to get a possession. Player down. Check that out. Nash gets the kick away, and it's Scott Selwood, who's got a sore arm for the West Coast.
Geez, he was lucky there, Leroy, because he just threw an arm up. The ball almost hit it rather than the other way around.
This might have hyperextended an elbow. Scott Selwood looks okay to play on right now. Stanton chips the kick over the head of Ramanauskas. It's an ugly Essendon at the moment. It's the Essendon we saw when they lost 8 games straight earlier this year. Certainly not the Essendon that's won 6 of the last 7. A chance here for Lacroix. We're upon the Leeds pocket in his direction. Good fist. Watson just handed that off. Lloyd lucky to get away with that handoff.
Nothing for him up forward. He's going to kick to a 3-on-1 here.
Well, Laycock needs to be a good one. And he's done it.
Power of one.
To Lovett. They can go the square. No one's in it. Needs it to bounce and roll. Gets a long kick. It sits on its end. Monfries with 2 to beat. Can't beat them both. Well played by Wilkes. To Armstrong. Handball's inboard. Scott Selwood's okay again now. Nikoski. Cox. He put it in his toenails. He was equal to it. The handball not good. Lovett. Wrapped up by Nikoski. Watson. Hands it off.
Too tough here, the Eagles.
Welsh couldn't get it on decisively. Prentice dumped and put in the ball.
Get this guy, no advantage, you threw it out, so it's had the advantage. Here.
Well, 2 minutes to go. Essendon need a goal desperately, possibly 2 before half-time to keep this game alive.
Ruapunta having a rest and getting some work done on that hamstring as Lloyd thumps into the square. Monfries and Laycock both there. Laycock gathers. Ramanascus pocket. Impossible kick from there. McPhee just notes at the right time. Jetta puts the Jets on. Outruns them and misses. Only a behind.
Well, it's pretty warm conditions out there, and you'd like to be able to offer an excuse for Essendon, but unfortunately their lethargy was evident in the first 3 or 4 minutes. So I'm not sure it may well be playing a part now, but it wasn't the problem at the start of the match. One of the hardest things in footy, Jacko, I think, is if you turn up and the bulk of your team are lethargic, to shake that off and somehow get a competitive effort in the last half, and that's what Matthew Knights will be imploring from his group in about 3 minutes' time.
Cox, who started it all, wants to start it again. Braun, dangerous handball. Armstrong ducked into a high tackle, no free. Braun shuffles it out. Courtney Dempsey, that's a throw.
Don't get a legal disposal, holding the ball.
One last chance here for a West Coast score.
Good effort by Michael Braun to just bob up and have a second effort there.
He is a gym junkie. He loves doing the work on the arms and the biceps, and he's a very strong man, Braun. Gets the hand off. Prentice to the square. Lacroix and Hanson both fly. And Paddy Ryder front spot. Good mark. Another local boy from East Fremantle. Held his ground.
He's attesting to work this one out.
Well, he might even be better off rushing it behind. 30 seconds left. Wouldn't want to turn over goal here. Courtney Dempsey. Now the Hocking kick wide. And almost Slattery. Welsh dives in. Spang of the steal. Seconds tick. Time for a mark inside 50. Embley to Hanson. Got hands on it. And that's a high tackle. Selwood might have a shot from 55.
Too far. We'll have to get the Tory.
Well, a torpedo would bring the house down. And he's got nothing to lose.
Well, he's got to get his breath back first, because he spent not only on this effort, but his first half's been fantastic, Adam. So he's certainly led by the front, and he's going for it.
He's kicked 2 straight. He winds up. He hits it okay. And a score's better than nothing.
That's it.
A lot of the crowd looked at each other and said, what was that? I haven't seen one of those for a while.
But he didn't go the drop kick. Half-time here at Subiaco. And speaking of vintage skills of football, it's a vintage West Coast Eagles to half.
When he was tackling Andrew Lovett early in that second quarter.
Embley's gone onto the wing on Andy Lovett, and Lovett Murray has gone to centre-half back on Ash Hanson.
Bombers season on the line in this second half. Watson to Hill. They get the takeaway they needed. Lloyd at half forward. Good battle between he and Glass. McPhee through traffic. Slides the handball wide. Jetta. 50 from goal. Hunted down and dumped.
Good tackle from Darren Glass. Holding the ball. He didn't get rid of it right. He just dropped the ball. And it actually came from a poor handball from Adam McPhee. But they've gone for more pace. The Laycock Hill experiment at half forward to replace, or full forward to replace Lucas, just wasn't working, particularly kicking into the wind. They need to get every runner they've got out there.
Play on.
Cox, who's been winning that battle against David Hill today. Lovett, Murray and Hansen. Hansen feeds back onto it, tucked into the boundary line, and the umpire says that that was
On the full.
deliberate or on the full.
Well, they've
Okay.
loaded their half back line, Essendon. Lovett Murray on Ash Hansen, and Slattery off that half back line is picking up David Urapunda. So they're trying to get that rebound and a bit of pace moving into their forward line.
Dyson to Lloyd. Back to back. Took a big one last week. That wasn't quite as good, but it was still very nice.
I think Darren Glass slipped and he just arched over before that ball had even entered the 450.
It looked
You see,
like
he's already over. Look,
It was a schoolyard. You bend
look,
down.
he slipped over and he thought, well, I'm going to take that opportunity, a free ride. He's taking a mark.
Some blokes will do anything to get him mark of the year. That's going too far.
Matty Lloyd. Big milestone game, 250 for him next week. Hoping to make today a victory, and they'll continue to play for the 8. It's a terrible kick, and the other man they've put forward is David Hill, and he can have his shot.
One back.
So that won't make his accuracy stats look any worse. Matty Lloyd, that's a 100% possession maintained.
Stay out with me. Stay out with me.
Umpire barking instructions, and Hill squeezes it through. So the perfect start to the third term for the Bombers.
Well, so far that's exactly what the formula would have been for Matthew Knight. David Hill, you have to lift. You've got to get involved in this footy match, and you've got to have a presence and have an influence. And Matthew Lloyd, you're the same. You've had a pretty quiet day. I reckon Matthew Knights would have said, we need you to fire as well. And both gentlemen have come to the fore. Hill's had a couple of possessions, and Knights has taken, and Lloyd has taken a hanger and passed it off, sort of.
Has been one to divide opinion over his career, David Hill.
Alrighty, guys, here we go.
Kevin Sheedy once made him acting captain and also dropped him last year. There's been some highs and lows in his career and this season for David Hill as he gets the palm down. Hocking can't break free, neither can Watson.
No prior opportunity.
Well, you sense back-to-back goals here for Essendon will really give them a lift and really take this game on.
Hill and Cox stalk each other. Cox with the palm down, Hocking, little push, no free. Embley tried to shuffle it out, sting line, but it was stolen. Lovett kicks to half forward, bouncing ball. Glass with the header, knocked that away. Scott Selwood, he was met high, but it was with a Bomber's head. Now he's over it.
Didn't dive on it.
Gee,
Didn't dive on it.
didn't dive
I
on it.
couldn't see it. I couldn't
It's a
see
new rule.
it. No.
Is that a new rule?
Switch
The
out.
first one was he didn't dive on it, and the second one was I couldn't see.
Well,
No, I don't think he dived on it. Good decision.
What did he do?
Yeah.
Well, he picked it up, went backwards.
Yeah.
And fell. Cox hands it up. Kenzie, Fletcher.
That sun must be terrible out there.
Well, how come it affected Essendon for the whole first half and now West Coast for the start of the second?
Well, I just saw Fletcher drop a ball he never drops.
Selwood and Cox.
Too big.
It's the handball off, but it'll mess up by Nikoski. Mops up the mess and takes on Dyson and wins. Lynch leads from the square.
Keep going.
McKinlay feeds back to the square. In his direction, Fletcher, McKinlay, and they tie up and allow the ball to roll through for a behind.
probably didn't realise how much time he had, but he did have Stingline behind him telling him to go. He was looking to give the handball away.
Nash to Lovett Murray, who cuts it off just before it rolls out for a free. Hocking, Lovett Murray, Monfries. Come to the open side. Dustin Fletcher to reload them. Chips the kick wide. Slattery. He used the corridor. Monfries. Dyson. Slattery. And this is the important one to McPhee. Got hands to it. Falls. Might feed back onto it. Ramanaskas hoped they'd knock it out to him, and it didn't come. Braun went in and got it. Gave it to Armstrong. Hand to Critis. Pokes it over the top. Little Shepherd here. And Fletcher could be away. Couldn't get the Shepherd up. Scott Selwood, so he got the handball instead. To Braun. Dyson holds him up. 67 to 34. Armstrong sends it inside 50, and the diving mark to Lacroix. 55 out.
Well, they're pretty keen to get some numbers back, Essendon, but their midfielders are letting their direct opponents stay through the middle of the ground and provide options. And their lack of accountability is really hurting their defence.
Yet to kick one today, Mark Lacroix. Spoke about his accuracy rate earlier on in the game. Still only 21 years of age. A lot of football ahead of him. And that's what he's got ahead of him now.
Thank you.
Not bad off the boot, though. It drifts and stays in play. And thumped through for a behind in the end.
One in, guys. One in.
Essendon hanging in there. Need to win their last 4 games to make the 8. Fletcher. Kick in, and Wirapunda cuts it off. Little handoff was untidy. Critis, no push in the back, no holding the ball.
Oh, he dived on that one.
And gets the benefit of the doubt. Ball up, just outside 50 for the West Coast.
Good interception. Let's see if he dives on this.
Yeah. At least dived and took it to ground. Cox thumped it down. Dempsey stole it to Monfries. Hands up to Lovett. Shrugs the tackle. Hands inboard to Dyson. Mal Michael on the move inside 50. And out-read by Wilkes.
This is a good effort by a young player.
And he did a similar job at a bigger body in the second quarter against David Hill. So he's growing in stature.
Poor kick.
Poor kick. Paddy Ryder cuts it off, and they've got the 3 men away here. Jetta. Stanton. Ramanaskas short. He goes the whole way himself and misses. In the aside.
Well, one of the great positives for the Bombers this year has been the continued emergence of Paddy Ryder. He just looks like a chip off Dustin Fletcher's block.
Well, Kevin Sheedy did say once, when you hit 50 games, your apprenticeship is over, and this is game 49 for Paddy Ryder. So, apprenticeship over next week. As it is for Henry Slattery, this is game 49 for him. So, a couple of those youngish Bombers starting to mature. And that's probably why they've won 6 of their past 7.
The one they've got to get back in the team, of course, and get some games into is Gumbleton, who's sadly been missing.
Welsh from half-back.
Love it having a good 5 minutes.
Needs to finish with a good pass here. That's untidy and attacked well by Selwood. Got away from Stanton and hits Cox with the pass. Got Fletcher long or Pritis short. Goes to Pritis. Hunted down by Welsh. Inboard to Braun, who's had a day out. Wide towards Hansen. Marks just inside the line. Open forward line for the West Coast. Lynch is short. He's ignored.
Essendon starting to get the numbers back.
Short to McKinlay. But too far out to score.
Got Fletcher away from the danger zone, though.
And the poke pass for Lacroix over his head. Nash just edged him under the ball. Lynch got back on it. That was out of play on the full, wasn't it?
That had gone through. That clearly would have been goal of the year, so it's worth a try.
I was worried it was going to hit somebody. Gee, he got onto it. Some poor person in the crowd, shooting their eyes from the sun, might never have come to a football game again.
Where's the ball that was in the crowd?
So the wrong ball's been given out.
Where's the ball that was in the crowd?
Oh, what's the difference?
Where's the ball?
They've given him a plastic one from the service station down the road and kept the good one.
Play on!
Is there a difference?
Well, one's got the correct sponsor's logo on it, I suppose.
Play on!
Slattery. Watson. Pops the pass, but danger again. And Armstrong can't keep it alive. Time ticking away here for the Bombers. They have the breeze in this third term, which is now 10 minutes old. Good news is they have it for about another 12 and a half minutes. The bad news is the West Coast will have it in the last term. Love it. Dyson. Lloyd's on the move. Can he get there? He does and spills it. And now he's over it. And caught by McKenzie. Taken away by the first game of Reece Magan. And Reece Magan gets the free. First gamer feeds it off. Well played. Long kick toward goal from Dempsey is wide, and they mess it up. Lee Coleman.
Might be the end of David Ruapunda's day, boys. He just came off. I dare say at half-time they would have asked him to see how he goes at the start of the third quarter, if he can push through. But looks like that hamstring might have pulled up a bit sore.
Well, that's a bit of a blow for West Coast, but what a blow is for Essendon. They're wasting this good 5 or 6 minutes. They've had about 4 or 5 shots on goal with no real great result.
Well, the responsibility is on the senior players. If you call for it from a first gamer, he has to give it. You have to be clever enough to know that you're free. And he's not going to waste it by giving it to you. Watson
Hands it up through the middle. It's this last kick that's been hurting him.
Dempsey long. Lloyd's down there. Magnificent use of the body, Matthew Lloyd. And he can go back and slot his first. Keep his team alive and keep their season alive. 8 goals last week. This for his first today. Used the hands a little.
The hand was right in the back.
Were they on the shoulder?
I would have thought he was pretty lucky, Matthew Lloyd. But the Bombers playing better footy. They're getting the ball into a more vacant middle and getting it down. And Andrew Lovett's the one I think John Morsfold needs to put some attention into.
He's tossed the grass in the air. And that's a simple backyard kick. Didn't even have to kick it over the fence. It's a goal.
Well, some similarities here, Jared. This time last year, or the last game of the year, where I think it was Scott Lucas kicked 7 goals in the last quarter. What I'm talking about in the middle of the ground, the way they're enjoying the passage of play, moving it through direct. Now they've got a target up there. Matthew Lloyd's had a couple of shots in this quarter. Hill's been on the end of one of his other kicks. Now they've got an option, like West Coast had in the first half. They've got a couple of options up there. They've got a bit of confidence, but they're winning more possessions through the middle of the ground.
'52nd goal of the season for Matthew Lloyd. 881 now in total. 8th on the all-time AFL VFL goal kicking list, and just 34 away from Lee Matthews now. So he's starting to pass them one by one at the top end of that prestigious ladder from the ball up.
Look it out, guys. Try. Well
Little
done.
flick out was good from Seavey, but stolen by Lonergan. Look away handball to Dyson. They've got life, the Bombers. Dyson needs to hit a target. Megan leads short to the pocket. Inboard, Lonergan. He left it behind. Davis tried to thread a handball through, couldn't. Ball still alive. Scooped up by Prentice. Embley. Scott Selwood.
Deliberate.
Spanger stumped it long. And it stands on a 10. Bombers have 2. Little push on LeGras in the back.
Well, so much so is their dominance. It's 6-1 in the clearances and 8 inside 50s to West Coast 3.
Quentin Lynch has his eyes on this and can't take the mark. McNamara came across him and Lynch gets it regardless. Wobbles it towards Hansen at half forward. Good gather, not a lot to go to. Dumps it high. Seavey stands under it. Hawking with the fly. Took him and the arm out. Play on. Braun to full forward. McKinlay, Fletcher. Fletcher wins with a fist this time. Laycock. Oh, he spent it before he earned it. And now he's over it. He shuffles it out. It is still in the danger zone. And it'll be a ball up.
Well, Laycock, it was a fumble, bad fumble. They're lucky to get away with this. Still out over yet.
No, Seavey reaches in, knocks it down, but to Nash, who's wrapped up by McNamara. Ball up, no prior opportunity. 68-42. 26 points the margin. Seavey with the knockdown. Hawking scoops it out. Dempsey. Monfries, little nudge. Against Spanger. So Monfries from halfback. Doesn't want to go long to contests. Inboard, oh, love it. Got himself into trouble. Spun 360, gave it back. Monfries caught high. In fact, any higher, he would have missed him completely. And Monfries sends it back. Barry had a quick look behind him to see if there was someone there that he didn't know about. Fletcher to the open side to Dyson, and now Jetta really needs to motor. Got a hand to it. Braun Jetta hunts him down. Braun dropped it. Jetta still hunts him. He got the handball up, Braun. To Nikoski. The experienced one out there. Fletcher, Lynch, Braun. Couple of possessions in this string. Back to Lynch. And the big body motors through and sends it long. Armstrong. 70 from goal. Lacroix, McKinley, they're in there. Fletcher, McKinley. Fletcher again with the fist. Knocks it down to Hansen. Crucial stage of the game now. Davis shrugs the tackle. Dumps the high bomb long. Fletcher again front spot. Again wins with the fist. Armstrong lurking in the pocket. Nash corrals him. Centering kick. High bomb. Fletcher, the fist. It's Groundhog Day at full-back. Another fumble. Speak of Groundhog Day, they've turned it over and Davis misses. And kicks the ball that rolls out, and it's lucky he didn't get called for deliberate.
Well, that's why he's been such a great full-back over so many years, Dustin Fletcher. I mean, 6 or 7 efforts there, but unfortunately a few of his teammates are letting him down around him.
Stanton. Dempsey, Stanton, Hocking, getting a few pieces of it in this third term. Stanton's kick is a shocker. Quentin Lynch.
It's a bit of fatigue just affecting a few of the disposals.
Not affecting Braun. Oh, yes, it is. Dragged down, should have been holding the ball. Play on advantage. Dyson looks up. Then he's got Lloyd peeling back. He's on the top of the 50, Lloydie. He says go back to the square. Jetta. Ramanaskas over the top. Lloyd now runs back to the square.
Good
Short
vision.
pass to Monfries, who takes the strong mark.
An experienced head there, Adam Ramanaskas. He was inside. He probably had right away to kick goal, but good tackle there by Paddy Ryder, and then they were away. But the Adam Ramanaskas kick just in front of Angus Monfries. Good steady head.
Massive kick this to bring the margin back to 20 points. For virtually the first time since quarter time when the margin was 19. Big kick.
Hold that corridor.
Breeze behind him. That's what he has ahead of him.
Stay with me. Stay with me.
The crowd can sense the comeback.
Game on.
And they are alive. Monfries kicks the important goal.
And Lee, surely they've got to get Adam McPhee back onto the ground. I know he's in the rotation, but he's just had the hamstrings rubbed. And looks like they're about to effect that change for the jockey.
Yeah, exactly right. Coming straight on and going forward. They need him up and going, and also Mel Michael getting a fair bit of treatment down here as well, boys.
Well, Mel really didn't work in the time he was on the ground. I'm not sure they'll go back with Mel Michael, maybe even go with the little fellow again. He's class someone to play on.
Big match up that. McPhee have got the numbers up forward. Goal scoring power is there. They need to get it in quick.
And they've pushed Mel Michael down to full back, given that Seaby's gone to full forward, just trying to mix it up a little bit.
Hill and Cox. And Cox again wins the palm down, but not to a teammate. Watson to Nash. Almost stolen back. Lynch bursts his way through traffic. Thompson inside 50. Brought it back to the crowd. Amazing.
Everybody's in there trying to do little dinky 1 metre, half-metre handballs. Quentin grabbed the footy, put his head down and just charged through the middle.
This is good football. Look at this. Just strength. And the beauty about it too, 5 of his teammates came up and acknowledged his good deeds. Well done, Quentin Lynch.
Ticked into time on. Final third term, I should say. In the final term, the West Coast will have the breeze. And they know that was important. It's back to 26 points.
Well, it was an important kick, Jared, just against the run of flow. Essendon kicked the first 3 goals, but the good work by Quentin. He's done this a couple of times today and during the course of the year, where he just makes his mind up and just bulldozes the pack, says, I'm going to get it clean. And that long kick inside the forward 50, very hard to counter, especially a defender when you've got a forward playing in front.
So much better when he's in the pack, in the contest. He's no good sitting behind. He hasn't got the engine to read it. Got to be there.
Lacroix having a breather. Not sure who started that idea, which coach has been credited with the taking off of a player for no reason. There's been a lot of innovations in our game, but no one's put their hand up for that one.
Well, Wirra's back on. Dr. Colbert has given him the all clear.
Not a handball.
Priddis did get the handball away, but Stanton gathers. Lonergan takes on Davis to Dyson. Davis wraps him up. No holding the ball, and he didn't appear to get a foot to it. Play on. Fletcher. Armstrong sold the dummy to Dyson. Back to Fletcher. Hands to Selwood. Sends it inside 50. Seavey and Mount Michael fly. Seavey, he's punched it and then gone for the mark. Didn't get another opportunity, and it's tied up. Inside 50.
Look at this second effort. I mean, John Morsfeld, he'd be extremely pleased with young Ryan Davies, and he's certainly been doing that from the first bounce of the game.
Hill took it out of the air, handed it off to Dempsey, to Hocking. Dyson
in trouble.
Gone. Threw that away. Armstrong, speaking of throws, Priddis, time to size it up. And miss. And he's had an ugly year in front of goal, Matt Priddis. 1 goal, 8 now for the year. Not sure if it's luck or yips, but certainly had time then. Fletcher. Lovett Murray. And he goes for the handball to Slattery. And that put him under some pressure. Forced to go back to Fletcher. Dustin Fletcher, no one to go to, has to go to Watson. He's held up. In fact, Quinton Lynch doesn't come at him. He corralled him. Short. Mount Michael. Lovett said, you go for it. I'll peel off and run. Lonergan with the 1-2 to Lovett. Laycock's on the move. Needs to make a contest. Can't get there.
50.
Glass gets 50 metres for his trouble, but he's hurt.
50.
Didn't work
Knock
hard
the
enough,
ball
Jason
out.
Laycock. He's got to know he's the big man. He's the one. The bloke's under pressure. He's got to be steaming forward to make an
Down
option.
Glass. Up out, guys. Give him space.
Well, that's a very short
Hey,
50.
Adam, come
That's the
out.
first
Come
thing.
on.
And
Nikoski to Hansen. Well, it's worked in their favour. Nice kick.
it's going to go back to Big Seabee. He's going to run at it.
Fletcher runs with him. And again, Fletcher's fist wins out. McKinlay, though, spins out of traffic. Magic. Beautiful piece. A rabbit from the hat.
Well, when West Coast have gone quick and direct to the top of the square to the advantage of the forward, this time big Mark Seabee, he's given a couple of good contests in this quarter where he's brought the ball down the ground. He's unlucky not to get the free kick, but there goes the opportunist. He's kicked a couple, I think third from his 5 goals, from just crumbing the ball and beating the right spot at the right time. 5 goals, good afternoon. Equals his best.
Ran to the bench.
Not just 5 goals, but 5 straight and an assist for Ben McKinlay. Mentioned earlier this year, kicked his best ever haul of 5 against Port Adelaide. Well, the chance to better that as Fletcher gets a well-earned break. Watson to half forward. Nikoski, who's been good again today.
He's got to go here, McKinley. This is where he's got to go.
And well played by Ryder.
That's the area of his game. I mean, if he can kick the goals like he does, that's all well and good, but he could have made that contest.
To Dempsey, Welsh. McPhee's wide, went back to Dempsey, who looked up and should have had his eyes on the ball. Welsh. Hocking. Lloyd's got 3 to beat. He might beat them all! Magnificent Matthew Lloyd. 3 West Coast players around him, and he can keep his team alive. Shrugged Glass. Spanger came at him.
Shoulder.
Clear
Clear right
was
hand.
circling as well. Matty Lloyd. Grass in the air. Already has 1 this term. 33-point lead. Cut back to 27.
Well, he's a gem of a player, there's no doubting that. He can beat, he's dangerous one-on-one. But good through the middle of the ground. They're going to still win this quarter, which is important for Essendon going to the last quarter. Bit argumental there, whether it was a hand in the back, but when he's goal side of you, you know that he's going to be very dangerous.
will win Essendon's goal kicking for the 11th year this year. Matty Lloyd yet to win a best and fairest, which is amazing, but maybe that might come his way as well. Ball up in the middle. 12-9 to 8-6. Still got hope. A late one here would enhance the hope. Bouncing ball. Laycock caught behind. Again.
Good hands.
Wilkes
to the
left it for McNamara. Chip kick. Critis. Hansen leads. Wirapunda leads. It's thumped long. Seaby's on the march. Front spot. Lovett Murray couldn't mark it. Michael got it from Ryder. Gave it to Welsh. Still time. Selwood to cut it off. Good spoil, knocks it down to Dyson.
Love it.
Now Lovett.
Fantastic.
And he can load up to Lloyd. He goes wider instead. Lloyd's on the move. McPhee there. Cutting it off though instead. McKenzie. Handball made it a little tough for Stanger. Lynch. The big cue. Caught. Dumped by McPhee. He might be within range. And that should be 50.
Put your hand out there, Welshie. Play on.
Laycock,
Centering kick to Laycock, and Laycock has the game in his hands. Kicks this. They've got hope. Misses this. You think it might be all over.
Push out, please.
Good tackle. He sells stun guns out of McPhee to the Western Australian Police Force, and that was as good as a taser, that tackle. Laycock
should have got one out just before the first bounce.
He needs 18 on him, essentially. Laycock's kick is perfect. The Bombers have hope still.
Well, Jason Laycock is a really interesting character. We've seen how good he is. He won an Anzac Day medal some years ago, and he just looked as if he was going to be one of the players of the competition coming through. He's gone back and had 2 or 3 years of development. He's been disappointing at times. He's been exciting at times, but his career is at the crossroads, and he's just got to grab his talent and turn himself into the A-grade player he can be.
21 points again. 81 to 60. 34 seconds to three-quarter time. Pensive looks on the faces of John Worsfold and Peter Sumich. And the ball up. Takeaway here important. And it's Lonergan's takeaway. Looks up. Lloyd's on the move. Had his arm slapped. No free. Back of the pack. Chance for McKenzie. Well, they kicked the goal, but it'll be behind. It's 20 points.
The old Matthew Lloyd, he charged forward and ended up going to ground.
You're not saying he took a dive, are you?
I think he launched himself and he fell on his knees. I mean, we've seen that thousands of times in his career.
No blocking, Matty. Put those arms, mate.
It's all about this kick in and maintain possession.
Don't lock him up.
Should get away with it without any further score. The West Coast. 18 seconds. The kick in is good to Lynch. And he can mop up the last 15.
I don't think you'd ever call it a dive because he goes for the mark. But the issue is he's out of the next contest if he doesn't get it.
The big driving thump.
That's a big kick.
It is. And the some air time. Beautiful mark. Nice way to finish the term. But the Bombers are still in this.
Oh, running back with a flight.
Nice rise.
He's done a couple of those running back with a flight today.
Saw him playing a final late last year. Looked like he was going to have a big season this year, but I think it might be next.
Let's hope so. Let's hope we've got a big final term coming up. The Western
In the goal square.
umpire Matthew Nichols thumps it into the turf. The final quarter of the round. From the ball up. Big gang tackle, and that's been the order of the day from the West Coast.
Well, Essendon won the clearances in that third quarter, and Peter Sumich being the midfield coach, he would have been marshalling his troops to say, let's win the quarter as far as the clearances are concerned.
Hill and Cox tangled, they both got a piece of it. Toe poke straight in the air. Watson, Lonergan, a thump to half forward. McPhee got there, couldn't take possession. Armstrong, the crummer, runs into Monfries. Hand up, finds Lovett. Threads it through. Welsh, love it. The 1-2. No one's in the square. He knows it. Laycock gets back.
Got to mark it.
Can't mark it. Off hands. And Glass takes it away. They're attacking the game still, the West Coast. Not prepared to defend it all the way from here. Embley, Glass.
Kick it.
And he does, but he might turn it over. Paddy Ryder.
Jeez, he's a good blow, this kid.
2 metres. Play on.
Lovett Murray. Ramanauskas, not sure that handball was necessary. And they mess it up. Dyson couldn't grab it. Lloyd dives in. Good spin. Rolls it to half forward. Bounces it along the line. McPhee gave it up. And in the end, McKenzie sees it roll out.
Well, he's had a filthy day as Nathan Lovett Murray, but if he can continue just to get the legs going and run, make Ashley Hansen come up the ground, he can finish off perhaps with some glory.
Cox to the boundary line, and it rolls out of play. The West Coast have only won 3 games this year. All of them, though, at Subiaco. Saints, Crows, the Lions. They've got some winnable games on the way home, too. They could finish this season with a flurry. Dyson with the handball inboard. Selwood scoops it up to Cox. Run down. Gets it off just in time. Prittis back to Selwood. Armstrong, he stays down. Nash flew for it. Gathers. Lloyd needs to hit a target here and knows it. Back to Nash. Corralled. A wobbler to half forward. Welsh collects beautifully. Monfries. And now the shot might come, although Slattery holds up. Back inboard. Welsh. Hands off. Hocking just pokes it up towards McPhee. Turned his back on it. And Selwood takes the mark. Had a good afternoon at the office, Adam Selwood. Prittis. Back pocket. They've been inside defensive 50 for over a minute now. They get it out towards Wirrapunda. Slattery a slip.
This will test a hammy.
And Wirrapunda nudged. He doesn't bend down. He doesn't risk it. Dustin Fletcher tries to keep it in. Handballs it out.
It's a good kick by Prittis because David Wirrapunda led up, but it was a dummy lead. And once he kicked it, Matthew Prittis knew he was going to turn his opponent. So they've got some good space, good coverage there, West Coast.
Wirra doesn't look like he should be on the ground, though.
No, he's struggling a bit.
Kick off the deck from Armstrong. Still tied up on the wing. Shadows descending over Subiaco now late in the evening here in WA, and Wirra does look like his day might be over soon. Strapping on the hamstring.
Well, they've got an informed goal kicker sitting on the bench.
Cox thumps it toward the boundary line, and Prittis keeps it in. Stole it, kicks inside 50. Lovett Murray with Hansen. They tie up. Fletcher might be allowed to play onto advantage. He won't. It'll be Slattery's ball.
I think Wirra's got about 2 minutes to prove that he can move because he's just giving free kicks away.
They had no choice there because he couldn't attack it. Dyson, he can run on. Lloyd's short. Pass needs to be precise. Comes
trouble.
indoor, dead. Brought down, gone. He had 3 power opportunities. McNamara and Braun can raffle it as to who takes the free.
It's been impressive again, McNamara. Very good.
Whose free is that?
Doesn't matter. Although Michael Braun might argue because he won't have too many more.
Kick backwards to Spanger. Back into the side this week, and it's been okay. Lynch is edged under it by Lovett Murray. And Lynch gets back, spins out of Lloyd.
It's going to be part of that.
Goal of the day.
Well, Quentin, we've spoken about your mobility, but that's ridiculous. That was fantastic to see a big bloke, but Nathan Lovett Murray, he was very poor there. Jared, he just did not attack. He just let him go. Look.
No, he's had a foul day as Nathan Lovett Murray.
Look at his recovery.
He just has not put in, I'm afraid to say. Harsh, but it's as honest as I can be. And this is one of the great goals. Quentin Lynch is going to kick some big goals in his career, but that was inspirational.
Well, McKinley's back on, but David Wirrapunda still in the goal square.
Had an amazing last 3 weeks, Quentin Lynch. And stats can sometimes lie. He's been outstanding again today. Had 28 possessions and was one of the best on ground a couple of weeks ago against the Saints. And then had 24 possessions last week and was soundly beaten. But again this week, it's been sensational. Kick smothered from Hill.
Gee, Armstrong's played a new role to great effect for West Coast in the midfield.
Hansen makes some ground. Love it, Murray on him now. Gets back in time to collect. Shoots the handball to Fletcher. Long to Hill, and he can go. He gives to Monfries. Leads short. That's ignored. Laycock back in a one-on-one. Dives but can't mark. Wrapped up. Shuffles it out. Ramanauskas couldn't hit the target. Adam Selwood caught. No prior opportunity. Ball up. And Adam Selwood has also had a great day at the office.
Bo Wilkes, Dwayne's been really impressive today. He's had a couple of good games over the during the year, and he's one of the future defenders that John Worsfold's going to rebuild this side around.
He was carved up a bit early last week, Bo Wilkes, by Luke McFarlane. Had a good day in the derby, but he's bounced back very well this week. Short pass to Lacroix. This is his 4th season as well. Started on the rookie list a few years ago, Bo Wilkes, so 4 seasons in the system. So a mature age virtual recruit this year. And disappointment for the West Coast with Jamie McNamara down behind play.
He's got a massive cork in the thigh coming from the side there.
Hill thumps it long. Lloyd doesn't get a fly at it. Used the hands. And the umpire was 3 metres away. And the crowd enjoyed that. Spanger, Lacroix.
Good running here from
Cox. Quinn Lynch for the illegal shepherd on Fletcher.
He's not making any stiff there, Lynch. He just shepherded that out. The ball was clearly within 5 metres.
There's the commitment from Jamie McNamara. The contest, he hurt himself, and there is the free kick against Lynch.
What was it for?
Well, he wasn't going the ball. The way the umpire looked at it, you are allowed to shepherd as long as the ball's within 5 metres and you're attempting the mark in a marking contest. Embley. We're allowed to shepherd in normal play.
I think you might have added that.
But in a marking contest, you're not allowed to do that. Stingline, Fletcher, dragged down on the ball.
Tackle there for the youngster.
Lonergan brought him down and he's angry about it. Watson plays off quickly. Spanger, the Springer couldn't bring it down. Oh, commitment from both players of both sides. McPhee, chance to size them up, dishes it off. Left foot from Slattery, nails it. There's a heartbeat.
Well, it was a good recovery there. And terrific tackle from Adam McPhee that created the chaos. And then Springer went up and didn't quite drag it down. Needed to get a little bit more. Lloyd committed and then out the back. It's a good finish.
Well, they'll have memories of last year. It was that last quarter rally where they came home and we just fell short, but the deficit's not as big this time.
That was a big rally last year. You mentioned it was Kevin Sheedy's final game as coach. So it was a big moment for the Bombers in that comeback last year. But maybe there's another comeback in them here at Subiaco. Bounce to restart it. Cox, the palm down. Stingline going nowhere. Ball in the middle of them. Another ball up. 20 points the margin. 9 minutes gone, final term. Umpire didn't like that.
He won't help.
No. Well, you never know.
Straight up. Watch your tackle.
Fletcher caught a little high.
Adam, a metre. Thank you.
Selwood on the move, and Adam Selwood takes another mark. Spears it to McKinlay, and this is kickable for him. He's got 5. He's never kicked 6 in his 16-game career. A chance for number 6 and put the Bombers back on the canvas. Just the 8 possessions for his 5 goals. He's made them count. He's kicked 5 straight. Brings that back. That is gold. He's got 6.
Well, it's good man management. We mentioned that he started on the bench for the start of the last quarter, Jared.
Why did you do that, Jagger?
Well, just to freshen him up. The way he hit that that lead, he had about 5 or 6 metres on Paddy Ryder, who's no slouch when it comes to the sprint. So it's all about managing the players and being a big ground. And bit warmer out there today, so he was tonguing out a little bit in the third quarter. He only had kicked the 1 goal, but he's come on fresh and had an impact straight away.
Nice work from Chad Fletcher.
15 games this year. Ben McKinlay, old Ivanhoe boy, and with East Perth over here since being recruited, and has been outstanding this year, especially in a couple of games where he kicked 5 and that NAB Rising Star nomination, 6 in this one. As Spanger hands off to Seaby to the McKinlay direction, but we're pointed down there. McKinlay with a crumb for his 7th.
It's the easiest one he missed.
High.
It's too much to think about it.
Yeah, too much time. He'll be filthy about that.
First behind of the day as well.
Nice work through the middle, though, by Matty Spanger. Didn't have to jump that time. Really impressed with Chad Fletcher's game, Jacko. He's been under the pump over here at various stages during the year, but this is one of his finest returns.
And he was good a couple of weeks ago. I mean, he's been amongst the possessions. Where people have been critical is obviously the effectiveness, but today, on all counts, he's been very good.
Dempsey to McPhee. Watson. Welsh. A couple of options in the middle. Over the head of Hill to Ramanauskas.
Okay.
Stanton, long. Jetta in the pocket. Can't get there in time. Ball out of play, and the seconds continue to tick on Essendon's season with each one that passes. Their finals hopes slip away. 94-67. Short throw in. Seaby rips it out of the air, gives Philip Brown. Caught. Got a handball off. Just in time. Welsh. Dempsey.
Gone.
Watson, and knew that he was going to be gone, and not sure if he allowed that to slip through, but it worked. McPhee, centering kick. Ramanauskas. Little hand on it was good from Davis. Love it. Stops. Caught. Gone. Stopped.
It's a brilliant tackle.
It is, because he didn't get bluffed by the dummy. He just looked at the hips and narrowed into the hips. Look, he corralled him in.
And there's the glad wrap. Like tomorrow's lunch. Hembley to Prittis.
Right there, Welshie.
Eagles, this will be their 4th win for the year. They've got Melbourne next week at the MCG, which is winnable. And then 2 very tough games, Hawthorn and Geelong, as Hanson flies high. The Hawthorn game here at Subiaco, and Geelong at Skilled Stadium, round 22. I wonder if they'll rest a couple for that. Hanson wide, and Stanton can't bring the big mark down. Lloyd in defence at half-back. Lovett Murray spills the mark. Been the tale of his day, but time to get up. Hand to Stanton. Bounces along the outer side. Prittis comes at him. Jetta and Lovett inside 50. Plenty to beat though. Drawn down to Spanger. Bumped on the kick. And Wilkes content to see that out of play. Ball in.
Just a kick from Matthew Spanger. It was Andrew Embley.
Yes.
Just get it out of my area.
Seaby caught behind in that chance for the ruck contest, and Lovett steals and kicks one against the trend.
Well, it's still alive, boys. I mean, there's 10 minutes to go. There is a heartbeat out there, but just a couple of times when West Coast have come out of their half-back line, they tend to not go the right option and just keep the ball alive or dangerous in the forward area or just outside the forward area for Essendon, and you keep the door half open.
Well, if they can burst out of the middle here, Bombers, they'll absolutely stick a foot in the door.
First one for Lovett. The Bombers, 8 wins so far this year. No, they need 12 to make the 8. The percentage is not good. They need 4 from their last 4. And the margin right now, 21 points. No, 50.
That was a good decision from the umpire.
He was, but we've seen a few of them this year be given.
Lonergan hands off. There's what the free was for. Nash runs himself into trouble. Turnover. Scott Silver brought down. No push in the back. Lovett lays the tackle. They've got a sniff.
Desperate Essendon here. West Coast got to be careful when they handball the ball backwards to apply a better possession. Essendon are outnumbering them at the contest, and that's what's keeping the ball alive, or an opportunity. They sense that they can get a goal here.
A whole season wrapped into 10 minutes for Essendon. Lonergan strips it, gets out of trouble.
There it is.
Ramanaskas. Big kick this for Dempsey. Inside 50 with the left. Took some time and nails it.
Now, it's that area of the game where people are going to criticise West Coast for overusing the handball. They try and handball the ball out of trouble, and then they handball themselves into trouble. And Essendon, in this last 5 or 6 minutes, have got extra numbers, more numbers around the contest, and they feel that they'll win the 50-50. Whereas the long kick out of trouble is sometimes the saviour.
$15 exactly. That's the margin. And the man who kicked it, 94-79. It's as close as the Bombers have been since the opening term. The wind's dropped. Things are going their way. From the ball up, Laycock in the ruck. Seaby against him. Dyson tried to paddle it on. Prentice toward Lynch. Fist from Paddy Ryder thumps it down.
The numbers.
Dempsey. Lovett Murray. Lonergan. Handles it wide, but Lovett Murray should swoop. Does. Scott Selwood was with him. Monfries mops it up. Suddenly they've got numbers. Dyson thumps it long. Not a lot of options inside 50. McNamara back with the flight. Selwood attacks it. Embley. Nikoski to Embley. Danger. Laycock with a tackle. Not rewarded. Looked like holding the ball. Crowd relieved. Monfries flies and marks.
Another mongrel from Embley. It's got to be better than just kicking the ball blindly.
Sends it long towards the pocket. Ramanaskas with an illegal fly. A foot into the back of Andrew Embley.
Nice work from Embley there. Worked really hard to get back. And we were off, Lee. Spanger off and Braun on.
Exactly, and I think Matty Lloyd's actually popped the finger, boys.
Gee, there was not a lot of them.
Well, he says it was a realistic attempt to mark the ball. Ramanaskas, and a few would agree with him. Bouncing ball, midfield. Braun all the way. That's been his day. He's attacked them all like that, and he can finish it from 50. Long drop punt. Vintage Braun. In his final year, salutes the crowd.
Well, it was vintage. Michael Braun will never back out of a contest, and he read that bounce of that ball. It was a quick kick out of the back 50, which is what we've been talking about. Instead of over-handballing, Andrew Embley just put it on the boot. Now, can be risky sometimes, but got it out of the danger zone, and you've got to back some of your players sometimes. That's why this guy has been a well-respected player at West Coast, because of his ability to win in confined spaces, and on that time, finished off with a good goal. Well done, Michael Braun.
Margin back to 21 with an inspirational goal from Michael Braun and a controversial free against Adam Ramanaskas.
This has been on the back of some huge individual efforts from the West Coast. So the goal of Braun and the goal of Quentin Lynch, vintage stuff.
Cox, Wilkes attacked at that time. Prentice from 50, long and just wide, only a behind. And Prentice continues to be inaccurate in front of goal. 1 goal, 9 for the year now. Nash, Fletcher,
They can get
Braun getting back with Selwood.
quickly, the Bombers. They're still just an outside chance.
Selwood with a handball or a throw. Free kick to Essendon.
Just got to move it quickly.
Played 19 minutes, final term. 22 points the margin. It's been done before. Nash. Just need to hit some targets here on the way forward. Watson, Hocking.
McPhee one out in the square. He's on the big lead.
Slattery. Love it.
Jeez, he's had a good second half.
Long to the square.
Lloyd's
Lloyd's down there. Hand on it. Almost the grab. Off hands. Jenner through traffic. Spins around. Outran his shadow. Kicks the goal.
Brilliant stuff from Leroy Jetta to breathe some life back into this game, Jacko. You haven't got the points yet?
No.
She's still up and running here. I thought Cox could have come back a bit harder there. Big Dean Cox, I know he's worked hard, but that was the pivotal effort. He needed to punch that ball over the back. And it allowed Leroy Jetta to evade his shadow, as you said, Dwayne. He couldn't get rid of him. But he still was good enough to swing onto the left and kick a big one. Good game.
Final game of the round comes down to the final 7 minutes. 35,288 here, stunned at the moment. They thought they had this one wrapped up. 16 points to margin. They're 3 goals away from keeping their season alive.
That's a big cue. That's
Lynch.
a big win for him.
Prentice bounces it inside 50. Fletcher attacks it. Caught by Hansen. Good tackle. Good tackle. Hand out wide. Dempsey sold the dummy. It's past Lacroix. Hands to Lovett Murray. Space to move.
And this is what we haven't seen from Nathan. We haven't seen the run and the carry.
Spanger. Oh, he fell. Lonergan looks up and he's got options all of a sudden. Big fly from Selwood. Got a fist on it. Scott Selwood. Brilliant there. Knocked it out. Lonergan taken. Dunked into the fence.
That's good, guys.
We'll give a jacket wave this last quarter.
Hands up.
Ball back into play. Cox. Fletcher. Spanger. And now Lovett Murray should get this and go. Dempsey. West Coast have numbers back. Dempsey knows it. Doesn't want to bang it long. Lovett Murray.
Out of position now. It's
Welsh.
McPhee.
High bomb. Laycock. It's a run at it. Lloyd. Ball bounced unkindly for him. Well played by Davis. Hands to Prentice, but it's all the Bombers. Midfield. 3 players to beat for Lacroix. Couldn't beat them all. Dempsey. Lovett Murray. Another wobbler towards Lloyd. Got it!
Well, McKinley's got to work up the ground. One of them has to come up, Jacko, because no one is there to create a contest. And therefore the pressure's gone back. And Lloyd gets an opportunity to keep just the skerrick of a chance alive.
To reduce the margin to 10 points. 23 gone, final term. The captain, Matty Lloyd.
You've had 20 now, Matt.
In game 249. Coming off an outstanding 8-goal performance last week.
What's the man?
Had a great month and a half. And to keep the miracle alive. Kicks the goal. It's a 10-point game.
So good under pressure is Matthew Lloyd. They did it well there, the Bombers. They worked it. Thought they could have got it in a bit quicker. But finally they got Lloyd in a one-out situation. And he was good enough.
Well, there's some tight bodies out there. The West Coast have got it. They continue to attack this game. They're starting to defend it in the last minute or two. A couple of the kicks have come out. They've gone straight to Essendon players who are unopposed in the middle of the ground. They've got to find a better way home.
The 2 captains side by side, Glass and Lloyd. 3 goals to the Bomber big man. And suddenly the West Coast Eagles box under pressure. 101 to 91. Back in the middle. Cox, but to Welch. Tied up. Dragged down by Lynch. Dumped. Prentice. Steals it. Gets the kick away to half forward. Wirapunda down there, but he's spent. Oh, he's raised himself. Hands it out in the CB direction. Lovett Murray. A spark all of a sudden. Handball poor. Turnover. Fletcher runs in. Has the time. You betcha. Back to 16.
Jared, you mentioned about David Wirapunda had to make some efforts. Well, the rest that he had for about 5 or 6 minutes on the bench has certainly worked, because his efforts here a couple of times, he was trying to find the right option, Big Seavey, but then he came at him and he attacked. It was a poor handball back by Lovett Murray. He has had a poor day, but well done, Chad Fletcher. He's led the way too for West Coast, 27 possessions. A lot of them have been effective today, and he finishes off with a goal. Well done, Chad.
And a magnificent lesson there for young kids who took 3 steps to sprint away and then 2 steps to steady before the kick. Didn't kick at full pace. 107 to 91. Been a magnificent game this. The Bombers season on the line, but the West Coast can make sure they don't win the spoon. Quentin Lynch, inside 50, Fletcher, who's been gallant, McKinley, who's also been good. And they all jump on. It's a game of twister with 4:12 to go.
Well, it's better work by McKinley there. He didn't overrun the ball, kept the ball in there now, and it's in their forward line.
26 minutes gone, final term from the knockdown. Welsh, Watson, love it.
Funny he hit it backwards, they had all the space forward.
Lynch chases. He's almost made some ground. Love it. Jetta. Laycock needs to get back. Wilkes. Laycock. That is an accurate kick. And can go back. Doesn't know how long left. And kick the goal from 25.
Not lying down.
Once again, it was the run and carry from Andrew Lovett that has set this goal up. He would have had at least 6 assists in this game.
This to essentially make it a 2-goal game. Reduce the margin to 10 points. Never in doubt. 3 minutes 20 left on the clock.
Well, they had their opportunity there. Cox decided to kick the ball backwards. I think that was being true to the training, continually trying to hit it onto the defensive hip. But it was that time I would have thought it was a long punch to the goal square, the pressure zone, Jacko. But the rebound hit it straight to Essendon players, and Laycock in the right position and delivers this time.
Been a good battle. 2 goals to Laycock, but Wilkes, you would suggest, has won it to this point in time. But Laycock, if you can kick 1 or 2 more. 3 minutes. Cox with the palm down, but Lonigan with the clearance. McPhee. The fist came from Mackenzie. Leroy Jetta toward the boundary. Nikoski sees it out. The clock stops at 3:03.
Just got to mix it up a bit, Dean Cox. All the Bombers are now roving to him.
Cox got a palm on it. Hill fights on. Cox to his own advantage. The boundary line a win for him, and he knows it. Almost threw that over. Inside 3 minutes. Again they tie up. Cox from behind. Thumps it forward.
Dangerous.
Shepherd. Lonigan gets the snap, but it's wide. It's out of play on the full. Can they hold it for 2 minutes 40? Prentice has it now.
Just got to get the ball back here, the Bombers. Season's still alive. Got time. 2 goals required. Got to win it back.
Quentin Lynch. Keeps it alive to Embley.
Good run from Embley.
Embley can take some seconds off the clock. He can go back to Lynch if he wants to. He doesn't want to. Short to Armstrong. Needed to be precise, and he was. And the clock continues to tick.
Well, they've got to get the ball in their forward 50. Do that, and they'll win the game.
Called to play on, so thumps it long. Selwood, McKinley, Stingline, they're all there. Glass off hands.
Good contest.
Desperation. Hands back to Selwood. Looks up. Thumps it inside 50. McKinley down there. And it's in the McKinley pocket. Ben McKinley for the fairy tale last shot at goal. He has 6. It's his best ever haul in AFL football. He could finish the game with a win and 7. And this well within his repertoire to end the Bombers season. It's bending. It's beautiful. 7 goals from McKinley.
Doing the jumper proud, Jacko. Not sure you've ever kicked one from that angle before, but doing the jumper proud.
think it took me about 8 years to kick 7 or 8.
Fantastic performance by Darren Glass, the skipper. That was just a last man standing effort. And he didn't lose his head, and neither did Selwood. It was a fantastic kick. Had to be there, and he's got so much talent, McKinlay. Really looking forward to him having a big pre-season and delivering next year.
Not just 7 goals, but 7 goals won. There's a lesson for full forwards.
And the one that he missed was probably his easiest one shot on goal.
35 goals, 15 for the season. From the ball up, Bombers haven't stopped trying. Tied up in the middle, Watson threads the handball out. Dempsey looks up. Dyson being hunted down by Braun. Had his sights on him. And Laycock in the pocket. Inside a minute. They're 3 goals away for a consolation prize for Jason Laycock, who's kicked 2 straight. Not bad off the boot. It's coming back. I think he's got it. He likes it. Oh, he loves it.
Well, they won't go away, Essendon, and they've fought it right out. They've had a fantastic second half, but they'll be ruining their first half, knowing that the finals berth is up for grabs.
And that's why he's such a frustrating player, Jason Laycock. He is so talented, and yet you just get the feeling that it's just work rate between him being a really good player, as in a star A grader, and someone who's a bit of a tease.
I need 2 goals in 34 seconds to keep their season alive. They don't know how long left, so they're fighting it out. They need the clearance. An immediate kick forward. Watson pushing the back.
Push in the back.
And the
Essendon
clock
free
stops.
kick in the back. Play on.
The handoff. Welsh sends it wide. And Reece Megan, who thumps it long inside 50, the first gamer whose mum and dad couldn't make the flight today. Cheerio to Bill and Gale watching back on the Sunshine Coast. Hasn't seen much of the action, and it'll be a loss for Reece Megan in his first game. It's a West Coast Eagles win by 10 points. They win their 4th game of 2008. They're 15th on the ladder. They've never finished 15th in their history.